Oh, hamburger juice. It's your boy, Smoke Screenless Pride.
Jesus loves you. Jesus loves you. Jesus loves you. We gonna pull off the Jesus hat, put it to the side, and BAM! Alright fam, we're gonna talk about a figure that everyone has been eagerly awaiting, and it's Heavy Duty Baby. And I want to say that this figure is nice, fam. I like the effects that comes with it. It comes with a lot of stuff, fam. But the first thing we're going to do is hit you with a little slow motion. As you can see, fam, I got some of his rockets in there. I got some of the little effects of the blast in there as well. And I got him some headphones on. I accidentally bumped him a little bit, so they fit on better than that. But anyway, fam, coming back around to the front, he looks good. The blast effects looks good. Let's get going, baby. Alright, so first thing we're gonna look at, fam, is the rockets that he come with. And they're small. They got some designs on there, fam. It has spots for you to peg it in the back. And I want to say, be careful with these things, fam, because I dropped these things and I was looking for them like crazy. So, like, be careful with them. I'm just going to say that. It has some decent design work on there, fam, and it does its job. So there's a total of 8 of the rockets and 8 of the blast effects pieces. You see there's 4 in here already. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then if you look over here, fam, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you have 4 right here, 4 right here, which gives you a total of 8 for each. Of course, if you're wondering why there's only 4 here and 6 here, it's obvious, fam. There's only 2 of these rocket blast effects here, and these 2 here don't have any. So that is why, fam. Now, let's go look at some other stuff. Okay, so you got the M202 Quad Burst Invention number 2 in D minor, fam. So this belongs to Heavy Duty. He has 2 of these bad boys. He has one right here, and he has another one right here. They both say the same thing, as you can see. And they both have the holes on here where I'll show you how you put this his gear together. But as you can see, you can stand it up. You can stand both of those pieces up, no problem, leaning on the back. And I mean, that's good if you want to have him in a position to where he's like holding it and getting ready to shoot it out like this. So you can take some shots of him doing it like this, you know, still shooting the missiles off. So that's just one thing that's kind of cool with this particular aspect of Heavy Duty and his equipment, fam. So we're going to take a look at the figure standing up, and you know, he is a bigger figure. He's not the biggest figure. I thought he was going to be a little bit bigger, but I mean, it's cool, and I'll explain why a little later in the video. But he's definitely bigger than a figure like Duke or Beachhead or anything like that. He's right up there with the Cobra Island roadblock and the first roadblock that came out. But let's take a little bit of slow motion. One more again, fam. Okay, so as you can see, he's got some guns on him, fam. The muscles is looking right. He's got the 2 blades. He's got one sitting on the side. He's got one around his ankle. He's got the belt on. He's got a slash. He's got a sash going across, kind of like how Duke had back in the day, but looks up. Well, not back in the day. How Duke has. His is slightly different, and then he also has a gold chain with a bull on it. It looks, we're gonna take a closer look at it. It looks like the emblem that the Chicago Bulls has as the insignia, quote unquote, mascot for them. But it looks nice. It has some detail on it as well. Back to the front. Let's take a look at this guy, fam. Yeah, there's a closer look at the bull. Again, it reminds me of the Chicago Bulls emblem mascot. And also, you can see, which is very interesting to me, and I was really shocked at this, fam. So I'm going to take off the earphones right now, and let me see if you can tell what I'm talking about, fam. In case you didn't get it, this is what I'm talking about. I am very surprised that they put earrings on this guy. Can you see that? Extremely shocked that they did that. I don't know why they felt the need that they had to do it. Again, this is supposed to be a military unit. I know they're slightly different because of, you know, G.I. Joe 4 is made up too. You know, they're not like the regular military. However, I just thought that was, you know, a little odd that they put the earrings on this figure. Anyway, let's move on looking at the rest of them. The hat doesn't come off. He has, you know, I don't know, it's kind of interesting to me because when I look at him, right, he has he has camouflage pants, right? But when I look at him, there's like triangles on them that makes me think of pizza. It looks like pizza on him. And then when I turn him around right here, it says Shred Head at the top. Hold on, fam. Right there. Right there, it says Shred Head, and then right there, this right here makes me think of the Ninja Turtles. So I mean, I don't know, for some reason, I don't know. Look at it. It looks like, I don't understand why they got these little triangles on here. To me, it's like pizza or something. I don't know. But anyway, looking at the rest of the fig, it's nice. The boots look good. Right there, he has, you know, he has the pads on there for his knees. They're almost like double pads. I don't know. Looks like these could be pads right here, and they're gray. And then of course these are thicker pads. Could be double. And then of course you have the knives right here. You have two of them. They're exactly the same, and they are nice. It's a nice knife right there. Got a hook on it, or not a hook, a hole, so you can hook it if need be somewhere. Nice looking knives though, fam. Now the top sheath right here there's a cut in there that allows the blade to come out. This is a little shorter, and right here there's a cut at the bottom as well, but this is a little longer for whatever reason. I guess they said they don't want him to mess around and cut his foot, but they're okay with him cutting the side of his leg. But it is what it is, fam. Again, still a nice fit. Now one thing I thought about, because I thought he was going to be a bigger figure, and the reason why, because if you look right here, fam, this shirt reminds me of the shirt the new Slaughter comes with, and the comparison of that new Slaughter and Mercer, he's like almost towering over Mercer. Mercer looks very, very short. Not extremely short, but he looks a lot shorter than I thought he could be. I mean, than I thought he would be. And in that instance, I thought Slaughter was going to be like not extremely tall, but a lot taller than the other Slaughter. I thought maybe it was an upgrade because it's a different body style from the last one. The body style is like this. He got the ripped shirt and everything. So I was not really disappointed because he's around the same size as other figures that have some girth and height on him. But since it had this design, and I was looking and comparing, I was like, this looks like it's the buck for the new Sergeant Slaughter. I thought that it was going to be taller, but no biggie. Let's do some size comparisons, and then we'll put his weapon together. Now, since we were talking about, since I was talking about Slaughter, I figured I might as well start off with Slaughter, and they're about the same height. I think Slaughter might be a little bit taller than him, but let's see. Slaughter is like a smidge taller to him, and I'm not even talking about the hat. I'm just going right here if you're going by the chin, and then if you go by the nose, you can see that he's a little taller than him. The shoulders are about the same, but I think Slaughter's is a little taller. Let's move his back. Yeah, Slaughter's traps are a little taller, a little higher than I would say heavy duties. Again, size not bad. I thought he was going to be a little bit taller. And then if you look at the arms, you can see that the arms are basically the same. Some people were saying heavy duty had bigger arms than Slaughter, and I just think it's the darker color that kind of makes it show a little bit better. But I think they're basically about the same. I don't think his, well, hold on. Well, now that I'm looking at it, I think it might be a little bit bigger right up in here compared to right there for Slaughters. It's not as full. That you look right here, and then you look right here on heavy duties. There and there, Slaughters thins out a little bit right here on the back of the arm, where heavy duty is a little more fuller, so he might be a little bit bigger than Sarge. And that's another thing. I wish Hasbro would get their stuff together. Heavy duty is a muscular guy, big guy, but he's not supposed to be bigger than Slaughter according to how the cartoon is. Slaughter's supposed to be their biggest, stronger Joe. A lot of Joes close to him as far as height and everything and size, but Slaughter's still supposed to be the big dog. And then we have Gung Ho, and again, about the same size, but I think Gung Ho might be a little bit taller than him, not by much. But anyway, that's how they look. Again, heavy duty is another one of the big guns that they got. Now here's one of the old roadblock bodies, and this head right here actually came from a War Machine head from a couple of years back for Rhodey, and the head that he has that's not on. Matter of fact, let's swap these heads out. And they're very similar. However, the heavy duty's head, the face sculpt itself is a lot better than the one for Rhodey. You can tell that it's an older buck as far as the face sculpt, and the one for heavy duty looks more realistic. This still looks a little bit cartoony compared to that, but the similarities are there with those heads. If you look at the hair sculpts, they're similar. They're similar. You can see where they took this head sculpt for Rhodey, put it on heavy duty. They upgraded it a little bit, but you can see the part right there. It's right there. Then of course they give heavy duty a fade, and then they didn't give him the goat. Not the goatee. They didn't give him the beard. They gave him the goatee. So again, this heavy duty looks a little bit bigger than this than this roadblock right here. This was the reissued roadblock that came out. And as you can see, he doesn't have on all the gold. This is when they redid him. They were trying to fix it, but it was a little bit too late. But it's still okay. Even the gold one was fine with me. Something just different. All right, so now we got him here with his cousin Roadblock, and I did not realize that this Roadblock was so much taller than the other bigger figures. So when we compare him to this heavy duty, you can see Roadblock is a good bit taller than him, and he is even taller than Slaughter, which is a trip to me, but it is what it is. But again, it still looks good. I would have liked for Slaughter to have been as big as this Roadblock, but it is what it is. Hasbro just doesn't get some of these heights straight for whatever reason, but they look good together. Here he is next to one of those new retro Vipers, and letting you know that he has definitely some size on him. He's definitely bigger than the regular figure. Here he is next to the Cobra Island Roadblock. And since we got so many Roadblocks, I had to come up with a new name for this guy. He's no longer Roadblock. Over here on the left, just in case you were confused, I call him Artillery. So with me, when the Joes are in trouble and they need some backup, some heavy backup, what they call is heavy artillery. This dynamic duo comes in here and they lay down firepower to get those guys out of jam. Once again, he is no longer Cobra Island Roadblock. He is artillery. For a long time, he was my heavy duty. Heavy duty is here, so I had to give him a new name. His new name is artillery. Heavy artillery. There you go. Dynamic duo. Thank you for all those who was trying to think of a name for this guy and didn't know. How about artillery? That'll work, fam. They definitely look good together. Of course, this artillery right here has a couple of upgrades on them. And again, fam, they look good. The size is right there. I think he's slightly bigger than artillery, but doesn't matter. Close enough, fam. Alright, so I'm not going to do anything in regards to his movements and whatnot. We're going to put his gear together, fam. So here we go. So we're going to slide him out the way. We're going to bring the main piece right here. It goes up like that. And we take the two canisters right here that's connected. Ammo cans, however you want to call it. And you just snap it in right there. It swivels up and down. Just so you know, these can go up. The handles right here, controls, they can go up and down as well. Now you got these right here. This folds down. You use these right here, right, fam? They got a hole right here. You plug it in right there. Make sure this is down. Make sure it's down because it has that piece at the bottom. Talking about this right here. This needs to be down so you can plug it later on. You'll see. Now you have the other one, and this is why I said it needs to be down. So you can plug that in. So we're gonna take it. We're gonna plug it in right here. You hear it pop. Then you see that hole right there. So we're gonna run this through. Get it in there. Comes through on the other side. And then it goes in right there. This up. Straighten that out. Okay, now you take this right here, you plug it on one side, and then you plug the other side, and you take one of the rockets, take the blast effect, plug it in. Take it, and it plugs in easy, fam. Alright, so I left some of them out, fam, and that's how that piece, those pieces are with the rockets. Now we just gotta add heavy duty in there so you can see. Now he also has this piece right here that you put on his head and gives him kind of like that Cyclops look. Zooming in. There you go right there, fam. You can see it's red right there. It's like half of it. Wraps around the back. Supposed to come on the ears a little better, but if you do that, it doesn't sit quite right. So for me, this is how you need to have, so it's like barely touching. Probably if you heat it up, it'll stretch better and sit the way it needs to sit. Then you can also take these headphones right here, earphones. You can do that. You can throw that on there. Looks kind of off that way. And this is how he looks with that hat on, wearing that, and it looks okay, fam. Me personally, I think he looks better like this. I like it better this way with the hat holding it up because it's folded up this way. I think it looks good. Well, you can hear the thunder over here, fam, like it's about to start pouring down rain. But yeah, I think it looks better like that, and without the hat, I think it looks better with the Cyclops Get up. I bent his arms and his legs a little bit. We're gonna slide him in right here, twist him in a little bit. And I see on the package he doesn't have this strap on, but I'm gonna leave it on because he don't have time to be taking that thing on and off when he's in battle. So we're gonna see. Plug that in. It's in there tight. Alright, I had to get that in there, fam, off camera. And then we're gonna pull this down. Gonna push his head back a little bit there. Pull that down. Once again, I zoomed in for you, fam. Just gonna pull that down like that. We're almost there. This piece keeps sliding out. There you at. There you go. So almost there. Get his hands on the triggers. Good thing about this, fam, is that his hands is real rubbery, so it makes it easier to just pull it back. Put it on like that. Real rubbery. That was smart. Get it right there. Get it on. That's basically it. And then you can put that Cyclops piece on there, so to speak. Shout out to the X-Men. This side view right there. Again, there he is from the front with that piece on. These swivel and these go out. These guns right here, they can pop off. They have that little piece right there, and the middle piece is what they attach to. So you have to put that on there like that and just snap it in. He had a little, you heard the little click. Other than that, fam, that's it in a nutshell. It's heavy duty with his heavy duty equipment. And let some of the rockets off. Oh, he also comes with 2 fists. Not worrying about that right now. But tough to think, fam. I think this gun looks good. He's ready for combat. Now, I'm not big on the Deep series. I don't know a lot about the Deep series. I know some, but not a lot. But I think Heavy Duty is ready to take on what I would consider his arch nemesis, Metalhead. Again, I don't know, but to me, it seems like he would be. These guys going at it, laying down some firepower, some nice battles right there. I do think that Metalhead's his missiles are definitely bigger, and the effects look a little bit better than Heavy Duty's, but it's all good. You know what I'm saying? You work with what you got, fam. You work with what you got. So tell me what you think, fam. Is this a pass? Is this a grab? Are you going to get Heavy Duty? Did you order Heavy Duty? Are you not going to get Heavy Duty? Do you think he's not worth it? Do you not like the design of his gear? Do you think Metalhead's gear looks better than Heavy Duty's? Do you think Metalhead's gear would tear up Heavy Duty's if they had to go into battle? Let your boy know. And like a fat kid in dodgeball, I'm out, baby. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Yo, Joe, Cobra.